Welcome, everyone, to season 6 of the Runners Roundtable. It is the Beyond Pace season, and each episode I'm joined by an incredible and inspiring female athlete, and they get to share one of their favorite running memories with me and with all of us. And today I am joined by Jamie DePaola, and you've heard her voice before. We had this incredible episode talking about community, and I know community is really important to you. So I'm going to ask you a two-part question here. The first one is, can you introduce yourself to us? I guess this is a three-part question. So one, can you introduce yourself to us? Two, tell us a little bit about your running story. And three, update us on all the amazing community things you've done in the last 2 to 3 years, because I feel like it's just grown so much for you recently. So can you, again, introduce yourself, your running story, and how community has grown because of all the seeds you've been planting?
Thank you, Steph. First of all, I'm honored to be invited onto this podcast again and share actually in community with you as well. So I'm Jamie DePaola. I am right now in Naples, Florida. I've been in Naples, Florida for almost 13 years. So that's been a growth period in itself. Actually, I started as a gymnast. So my whole upbringing was competitive gymnastics all the way to collegiate level. And then my running story actually began when I retired from gymnastics and was kind of searching for, I guess, filling a void a little bit, but also kind of trying to find like a reflection of myself, I guess, post gymnastics athlete. And running has done just that in a sense that I think I don't necessarily identify with running as it being like my whole being, but it shows me who I am. So it has given me this amazing reflection upon myself that I don't know I would have seen without like the depths of running and like what I've been through the sport and who I've met through the sport. It's just been an amazing journey. So I've been running now long distance, so marathon, ultra marathon distance for the last 10 plus years. So I have, again, learned a lot from myself and the strength, both mentally, emotionally, and physically, that you can find through this sport. So I have been doing that and have expanded my outreach since my passion is so big and my heart is so big for not only the sport, but what it has done in my life. I wanted to share that. So I began, honestly, through my sport. I guess Lululemon invited me in 2020 to be an ambassador for running. And it has actually continued on up until this current moment. So I was granted a 2 to 3 year ambassadorship in 2025, which will continue on until hopefully 2028, maybe beyond. But just to basically reach the community on a level of like passion sharing and like what they can get through running without it being such a scary word. Because to me, running is so much more than just the activity or the movement. It is about connection. It is about people. It is about seeing yourself, seeing other people, and just like believing in them. So I first started a run club early on in like 2021 from the store, from the Lululemon store. And as great as it wasn't getting the public outreach that I wanted. We were kind of meeting on a more, again, intimate, private level, which is really cool, but I also wanted to reach more people if I could. So I moved it to a brewery location, which became and is still an amazing partner. So people were seeing it. It was driving more like new faces. I was meeting new people. People were meeting people. And it just like became this huge blessing in my life of like, oh my gosh, this run club is huge. It's a family. It's, huge too, in a sense that like the quality of people is just, I mean, so heartfelt and so lovely and charming. Like literally every Wednesday is different, but it always has this like really good energy to it. And I love that. It's a light. So we've done a lot of events and things to not only just like help each other, but also like highlight local businesses, bring vendors into this. So people kind of get, again, the outreach is continued and more people are involved, and small business owners, local people. So that's been really cool. And I have just now recently expanded my outreach and community and will be traveling to Bali in May for a like mission style charity fundraising run. We'll run across Bali and actually fundraise the community out of poverty. So we will get a chance to be hands-on with the building of the schools, the families, the children that we are fundraising for while we're there, and then we'll run. So
that's absolutely amazing, right? Because it takes a certain spirit to create community and then sustain it, because it's really, really, really hard to create a new community and to not take it personally when it's so hard to create that community. And I know that a lot of people that listen to the podcast, a lot of people that follow me, a lot of people that I interact with, that is something that honestly, I feel like in 2025, I can say most of us, if not like 98% of us, are searching for community.
yeah.
So how, and this is just my curiosity in terms of how were you able to get, I almost want to say like beyond your doubts when
Yeah.
it came to creating community?
And that's a really important question because I continue to kind of ponder this question like within myself and make sure that like my heart is protected every time I step into an event or a run club. Just thinking about the fact that my intentions are to create a healthy, happy, lighthearted community, whether that be one person or 100 people. So, not making it about this almost like business mindset to where you're like, okay, well, you know, there was only 40 people here. And it's like 40 people is a lot of people. And like again, not even comparing myself to my old days of just starting this, but like 40 people when I had like 4 people is like a huge growth period, to where again, in any sense, you got 40 people here running with you. That is a huge turnout. So I think sometimes there are standards that you set for yourself because you do care so much, but also just again bringing it back to the fact that because it is maybe smaller than one other time that you did it, doesn't mean that it's not still this quality event that has such a beautiful feeling to it. And as long as you still show up with those intentions to give those people all of yourself and all of what they deserve as a community, like that's what you're creating, is this like a warm hug, not the amount of people that show up and then like you don't know their name, or they don't know your name, or they've never talked to you or anything like that. I think it's just really about the care that goes into it. And that's what keeps me returning and staying really focused on what community actually means to me and what it just means in general. This is not a business. This is a family of people that are going running, whether it be 1 or 100. So
Yeah, it's that connection, right? Where if
mm-hmm.
you can stay rooted in that connectivity,
Mm-hmm.
then it's one person is never just one person when you're
Right.
actually when you connect to them, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
I love that response, because I think it's really hard to not measure yourself by
Mm-hmm.
a number, which is, kind of takes us back to the theme of this season, right?
Yeah.
Beyond pace, in terms of how do we measure our relationship with running without going to specific metrics, right? There's so much more to running. There's so much more to the friendships that you make
Yeah.
with the people that you run with. So I want to connect this to the theme of the season and ask you if you can share your favorite running memory with us.
Yes. So I know, and I've been excited because it's hard to pick only one. But my favorite theme, and then I'll go into a specific memory, is still around like connection and people and like the bonds that come through this amazing movement and sport that we do. Because I do run ultra marathons, it is very long and it is very deep in a sense that you're giving everything you have. And although I am out there and I'm running it solo, I do always have a crew with me. And my crew is, if I could give them the medal every single time, I would, because without them, I physically probably wouldn't be able to sustain myself, but also emotionally, spiritually, really everything. They are the backbone of me running these long distances. They're a solid connection that I need. That is who I am as a person. So when I get really deep into something that I'm doing and I'm able to share it with these people that are important to me or have come out to help me, like that just, it's so emotional. And
Mhm.
that's what I love about the sport that I do. It's so much, it is really so much more than running the sport. Like running 100 miles is running 100 miles. And I'm a human being. That is very hard to do. But what pushes me forward is, honestly, is these other people that have shown up for me they believe in me, and we're going to kind of do it together. So that being said, it's very rare that in 100-mile race, you get to see your crew the whole entire time. That's a long time. Usually, it's either on a trail in a park, or again on a trail. So they're either camped out to where we're running in a loop setting. And I would see them, let's say if the loop is 7 miles, I would see them every 7 miles, which over that amount of time, you go through things, you change out there, like, you've seen things or you feel things, and you still are essentially alone, which is great in itself. But there was a particular race that I did that was a point to point. It was actually from the Miami Pier to the Naples Pier. It was called Peer to Peer. It was a 200K. So it was a 125-mile foot race. And because it was all main roads, essentially, my crew leapfrogged me through the leapfrog.
I don't even know.
Played leapfrog essentially with me through the whole race. So there wasn't really more than, I would say, tops 3 miles that I was not with the car. And during the night, they literally drove right next to me for 40 miles at like a 75-mile, like I was in. So that's a very deep time. It's dark outside. It's dark mentally. You're tired. You can't really see. Usually during these times, I'm alone and I am just like fighting all things, because you have a headlamp and you're so tired that you're kind of sleepwalking through like the woods, which is scary. And this particular race, during that time, we were on Loop Road, which is off of 41, but it's gets you a throughway to Miami on like parallel with 41. It's in the Everglades though. It's very unpopulated. There's no houses. It's a trail, but you can drive it. And my crew car was able to stay right next to me for over 40 miles. And I have never felt so supported. And I could cry because it was such a part of me that wouldn't have been shared otherwise. And you can tell these stories and you can share them with people, but like my crew showed up all night and drove next to me while I like barely ran. And it just, I mean, those moments like change your life and bond you with people in such a different way that sometimes like in life we're so rushed and we're doing things like all the time and we have schedules and we make time for people, all that stuff, but then there's moments like this that you just can't replicate, and that was one of those moments. And we made it all the way to Naples together, all of us did, and it was hard for them as well. And I think that might get forgotten a little bit, but they're also up all night driving and making sure and caring and worrying, and it's hard for them too. And we all fought through it, and we all made it to the Naples Pier, and it was incredible. It was 10 people started in Miami, and only 3 of us finished, and it was I remember when they said that, like, you're the only one still left out here, like everyone has dropped. I'm like, oh my God, I got this. It was wild.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of just because my brain likes a timeline, and so that I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Naples. And for people who aren't familiar, Naples is going to be west coast of Florida. And then Jamie started that race on the east coast of Florida. So day of race, did you drive from Naples over here? So it's not like you came the night before, right?
Well, we did. No, we
Okay.
did. So the race started at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. So we drove over. So from Naples, we drove to Miami, the same course, which I was also like, I can't look, because in my actual like logical mind, I'm like, this is nuts. So we made it across the, I guess we took 41. We did Friday night.
Okay.
We spent the night. The race started at the Miami Pier, 7 a.m. Saturday. I didn't finish back in Naples on foot. So that car that we drove was the crew car. They're also coming this way on foot Sunday, 11:45 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, because it's that these are people who took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
Be with you while you ran the race. And I'm going to assume that these are also people who are familiar with what you need as a runner, right?
Yes.
So it's not like you called them up Friday morning and was like, hey, I have this race, we're going to go do it. So they had their own preparation.
Yes. And they
go into the race.
Yes. And I think that's a really amazing point, because I do carefully like select my crew. I mean, it's not hard because I am close with these people, but it's like my parents and my best friend. It's people that know me so deeply that in that type of fight, like they're there. They have like what I need. Like, again, we have a camp stove. We've prepared food overnight. Like there's things and a system, and there's each person has their like job and what is like best suited, and they just really are a great team. And again, it's not something they also like do. Like they're not, I mean, they run. My dad runs. My best friend has run before, and my mom doesn't run, but they're not like 3 ultra marathoners that do ultra marathoning. So this is like something that is important to them because it's important to me. And then that is just very special.
That to me is so amazing, because not to be a jerk here, but it's like, it's so hard to find people to show up for you, right?
Yeah. Hello. Yes. That's why I think it's so like, it's unbelievable to me. Like that's just something so special to me. And I don't know if they'll truly ever know how much their presence not only gets me through the race, but how much I just remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, just send them this episode.
Yeah.
And be like, just so you know.
It's about you.
And I think this is such a beautiful memory because oftentimes, and you said it earlier, running can feel like a very solo
Yeah.
sport. But one of the things that I've personally been curious about is how much support we actually need to run. Even though it is a solo sport, we need support to, you know, have the gear, to have the routes that feel safe. The so much of the sport, you need a lot of support. And the more you've got going on in your life, the more support you need. And I think of, for me, again, personally, right? It's like my husband doesn't care about running, like not interested in running. And yet, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be able to run all that
Yep.
I can, because
Yes.
then who's going to watch my kids?
Yes.
Or who's gonna really, it's just who's gonna watch the kids, because that is my life's struggle, is figuring out my
Yeah.
children. So I love this memory because it highlights the important role of support, and how you would not be able to do what you do were it not for support. And I'm going to ask this question, but I feel like I maybe know the answer, but I want to hear it from you. Thinking about this memory of yours, how would you say it's shaped you as a runner?
As a runner, I think it has shaped me in a sense that I know that I'm loved, which is I could start crying again. I'm a very emotional lady, but that's, I think, sometimes like a hard thing when you are a giver or healer, like receiving love, being loved, like seeing that you are loved and like knowing that. And in those moments, like I feel so loved by my people that it's the only thing like pushing me forward is like that love and that support. And it's always been very important to me, but I don't think you always like see it. Like I think like you do, but like in a sense that you're like, oh, like, you're yourself. So you don't see yourself in that way. But then these people come and they give everything of themselves so that you can reach a goal, I just think is unmatched. I do. And
Yeah,
like beyond pace specifically, like specifically to this episode, there have been so many of these specific race distances where my pace is like snail's pace. And the patience and like the waiting and the continuous like energy from them when I am like barely moving hours, I mean days. It's these things are days long and they're not, they're waiting. So I just think it's very heartfelt gift that they give.
yeah, and I was going to ask too, because I can only assume, I have not ran the distances you've ran, but having run the distances I've ran, I know there are points where it gets ugly. And
Mm,
by getting ugly, mentally, I'm in a bad spot. Physically, I'm uncomfortable, which then makes me cranky.
yeah,
And your crew is seeing that,
yeah,
right? And I think it's just important to, I just want to emphasize, right? Your crew is, they're not only there to help you physically, but
yeah.
they're also, from the sounds of it, they're something that they're almost like a
Hmm.
tether to your reality, and a
Yep.
tether to your gratitude. So they're also seeing those moments where you are doubting yourself, and it's just like another layer of what your
Hmm.
crew is doing. It's not just we're following you and giving you food
Oh
and
yeah, no, no, no. And it can be even like I've seen the like very strong members of my crew who are like in their own life very like solid, just solid people emotionally and I've seen them, you know, care so much about it and me that not just like me getting through, but like actually physically, like it's a physical endeavor that could change some things. Like if you're not well, and if you're not like, I've seen the worry like come over, or even like the terrain, like it has stormed its head off over these people, and they're out there. It has been dangerous, and they're out there. Like it's, and so am I, but like again, them watching that is, and being a part of it, is also, I think, in a sense, sometimes can be really hard, difficult to see like your loved one fighting for like literally fighting for everything on like the side of a highway. So, you know, my dad, I know, was a wreck when I was on 41. Like it's dangerous. Their cars are right
Yeah.
there. And I'm not in a bike lane or sidewalk. I'm on the shoulder. So, it's, you know, my friend had to actually like tell him like, okay, go up a little bit, like we're gonna get her through this part, like, because there are different things too that my parents do, and but they're never going to be able to take that parental,
Hat
um
off.
yeah, so like she's hurting, how can we fix it? And sometimes you can't in this, like it's not, um I'm not fixable right now. I'm going through it. I knew I was going through it. I've trained to go through this. I will get past it, but also, you know, I've had to say to them, like, in those moments, like, I just need either your hand or silence, or just explaining it to them too, because it is hard to see your person going through something like that and not being there, like upbeat. I try to be as upbeat as possible, but again, like you lose a lot of your energy, and also can't match energy. So being silent sometimes is like better. And if I just need someone to like walk with me and we aren't talking, I don't really, you know, my face sometimes hurts.
Yeah. That is, I wrote it down because it is a lesson that all us humans have to learn. And I feel like when you're experiencing in your race, it is a very potent lesson. It's this idea that you can't fix it, you have to sit with it.
Yeah.
Right. And that is hard. Again,
Yeah.
for all humans, we do not like to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't like to be in the presence of someone else's discomfort. But also, it's making me think that for you as a runner, there's got to be so many different realities going on where it's this awareness of what you're going. But even as I heard you speaking, I'm like, it's almost like an out of body experience because
Yeah.
you're aware of your crew and what they're feeling, and then what you're feeling, and not taking on what they're feeling to what
Yes.
you're feeling. And oh
Yes.
my, that sounds
And
like a mess.
it can be. That's why it's sometimes is better to have like a very small and functional crew. Like I've, over the years, my parents are later 60s. They're, you know, as loyal as can be, have shown up for me my whole life. But I also have told them, you know, there's no real reason for you guys to sleep in the car overnight on this. Like and not that I'm like putting it all in like my bestie's hands, but she can handle it. And we have friends that might come down for this next one that I'm doing. And, you know, there, there's there's no sense in all three people in the crew being exhausted,
Mhm.
not slept, not eaten, cranky. And I say that because that's what happens to any human being when they're lack of sleep, lack of food, emotionally under stress. So if all of us, including me, are like that, the team doesn't work well. So we've had to take shifts, and this next one that we're doing, like my parents fly down too. They're not local, so they come from Maryland, and I told them, like, I want you to be a part of both days, obviously, but go get a hotel, like sleep in the hotel. I have a pacer overnight who is a man. Like, I'll be fine. He's got me. And, you know, I'm even going to tell Lindsay, who's will be driving all night, like, spend a little bit more time sleeping, because I'll have someone running,
Yeah.
walking with me overnight. I will not be in need of like, even like he'll do that part.
Yeah.
So it allows my crew to kind of step away at least and just shut down for a little bit. Like, again, someone will be on the side of the road in a car sleeping, but also they've done it, and they do a great job. And again, I could never give enough thanks to that in that moment. But my parents, I've told them, like, there's sleeping for 8 hours in a hotel and coming back out the next morning is great. You
Yeah.
don't need to be out there all night.
Yeah.
So it's, and delivering that gently, because people who care about you always do want to show up for everything. But it does allow me, like you were saying before, to kind of come back a little bit, though, like the gratitude, because I could be in a low moment while I'm out there alone, but I always get it together for that. I'm never going to bite anyone's head off or
Yeah.
whatever, when I would never understand how I've seen it. I've seen runners do that with crew, and I'm like, girl or boy, this person is trying to help you.
Yeah.
I know you're not well, but at least come back for them, because they're here for you. And it is tough, but they understand, and so they bring me back sometimes to that lighter place of love and support.
Yeah, where I think it's always so important to have those people in your corner, right? These people that are not only are they supporting you right now, but I think they're reminders
Yeah.
that you are greater than this moment. You
Yes.
are
Yes.
greater than what you are trying to achieve today.
Yes.
Is really important. All right. So if you had to go back in time to speak to young Jamie,
Oh boy.
young runner Jamie. So we're going to
Okay.
be specific. We're going to
Okay.
be
Okay.
specific to
Okay.
the runner role. What would you say?
I would tell her to be gentler with herself, in terms of like the no mercy training, that it all gets done and consistency is key. And I came from a sport, again, like right into running, that was very judgmental, very like, harder training is better and you better destroy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got into marathoning and I was still kind of new at all of this, I read a lot. I researched a lot. I was not that I'm not into it now, but I was so immediately into running. It was everything. I loved it. I wanted to learn so much about how to be better. And that was all really great, but like I would like stop my watch when I was walking. I would not count the run if it was like not calculated properly, and those things are funny because I see them sometimes in people that I'm coaching in like a first time thing, and like perfection is just, I think, so out the window in running. I think it needs to go out the window, and
Mm-hmm.
just the enjoyment and the experience is the win. And if I knew that firsthand, I think you need to go through obviously the journey, but that's what I know now that I really didn't have. And I spend now so much time like kind of dilly dallying out there because I love it. I love being out there. So the longer the better now. But I always calculate my walks within my running. Like it all matters. Like that's all movement forward. And I think I just would be gentler, easier on myself.
Yeah. We're going to flip it now.
Okay.
And what hopes do you have for your future runner self?
I hope then, I guess, that I have a very long, healthy career, where I still am, again, mindful of the gentle part. Like I never lose the intention of enjoyment. to where even if at some point like I am older and I have to be like distance walking, that I still enjoy it and I'm not like holding myself to the standard of like, well, I can't do that anymore. I want to continue to still like find enjoyment in what I can do, no matter where that takes me, and also continue to reach for purposeful running. So like sharing empathy when I run, no matter what that means, whether it's just to a person that I see and I wave, or if it's like on this broad, big spectrum where I'm actually reaching, again, like mission races and doing things for other people while running.
Yeah. How do you celebrate yourself as a runner?
Hmm. I think I like the whole like mood of running. Like I think I love like the vibes and I really try to like after let's say after a Sunday or Saturday run, like those times with myself, like where I go get a coffee afterwards and I'm really like sitting in like I just did that cool experience, like whether it be like a 2 mile or a 10 mile, I just ran and I think it is like it feels good, like those like endorphins and your body doing that. And you went on a little road trip. Like, the whole thing is cute to me. So I think I celebrate it just by loving it.
Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna start calling my runs road trips
Yeah,
because
I do all the time.
I'm like, I love road trips. I am probably
Right?
the only person in my household that loves road trips. So I think I'm gonna start calling my runs
It is. Make them like
road
little
trips.
adventures.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Okay, I have two questions left for you. And the first is, where do we find you? How do we connect with you? And if you feel comfortable and you want to, can you drop the name of your run club?
Yes. Okay. So I am in Naples, like I said, which is again Southwest Florida. I am the founder of Bayshore Run Club. So we are on Bayshore Drive, which is this really cute street that has come such a long way. It's now an arts district. So there's lots of art galleries, local businesses, coffee shops, gyms, like little boutique gyms, and the brewery in which I have as my home base, Anchor Lab Brewery, is really awesome. And there's a little courtyard out back and a food truck, and it's just a fun place to be. And then, so yeah, I float around like Naples again, Estero, Bonita Springs community, but also have traveled to Miami many times to do running events and collaborate with like Lululemon things or just friends that I've met through running. But my main form of like social media connection would be Instagram. So my run club has an Instagram and it's just Bayshore_run_club. And then my personal page is MAD, MAD, for the number marathons.
All right, final question is, what are your final words for us?
As a community of people and runners, I think it would be to just start. Like, if this is something that you're interested in, whether it be running or anything that is new or may seem scary, it's only scary because you've never tried it. It might bring out this whole like love and light truly from you that you never knew that you had. And it can, I think, sometimes change your life in a way that's really special and give you a whole new set of like a whole new journey.
Yay! I'm like, clap, clap, clap,
Yay!
jazz hands.
I know. We need to run together again.
We do. I'm like, next time I make my way to the West Coast, I need to hit you up.
Oh,
Um,
please.
Jamie, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining me, for being here with us, and for just you to me are are you're a sparkly fairy. That's how like I always feel about you. So thank you so much for just sharing that sparkle with us and for I've been lucky enough through Lululemon to have that connection to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm
Everyone,
just as lucky, Steph. Thank you. I love you.
love you too. We'll see you next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.